Okay, so this is video 10, I think. Problems of deflation. Right, just always remember, please, that good deflation is when the AS curve moves outwards. So clearly that's a good thing because prices are going to fall, productivity has perhaps gone up, and that is a good thing for the economy. Remember, it's also called benign deflation. We can also have bad deflation. Bad deflation is when there's a fall in aggregate demand, and a fall in aggregate demand, therefore prices will in fact go down. If prices fall, then people will stop spending their money because they continue to wait for prices to fall even further. And so that will lead to another fall in AD. Therefore, the multiplier accelerator will work in reverse, lower prices, and things will not be very good. Now, this is the one that people tend to remember, but there are some others. Consequences of deflation. Interest rates will lose their power because if you have negative inflation, say minus 2%, even if the interest rate is 0%, if you put your money in the bank, in real terms, your savings will actually increase. So therefore, we can't use interest rates to stimulate the economy. So deflation, negative inflation. What we can do, though, actually, is we can use modern monetary financing, which is where the Bank of England prints money, gives it to the government, and then the government can then spend the money. So if interest rates fall to 0%, your savings increase in real terms. Okay, number 3. The UK has a lot of personal debt right now. So there's £500, the total debt is 500% of GDP, 400% of that is personal debt, 100% of that is national debt. Now, what happens with deflation is that money rises in real terms. So therefore, in real terms, your debt will rise. I know the amount of money you pay back is still the same, but in real terms, that money is now worth more. So that then becomes a real problem. The last time we had deflation was, I think, in 2015, and the government was very worried then because we have a lot of debt in the UK, how that would impact the UK economy. The next one is that people will not accept a real wage cut because people just don't like having wage cuts. It's against their sort of intuitive feeling. So therefore, in real terms, your real wages will increase. And if your real wages increase, then employers will have to get rid of their employees. Lastly, savers gain. And if savers gain, people will save more money. That will lead to another fall in the AD, and borrowers lose. Okay, just a quick recap then. Deflation. Always think first. You can have good deflation or bad deflation. Inflation. In real terms, your wages will fall. There could be a rise in interest rates. You have loads of personal debt within the UK. It can create macro instability because your currency is not worth more. Macro instability creates less investment. AS curve moves inwards, less AD. Loss of international competitiveness. If your inflation rate is above Germany's, then you will lose international competitiveness. You will then hope that the exchange rate will go down to regain it, but then that will also add to cost push inflation. You will need to keep on changing your menus, pretty significant one really, and savers lose and borrowers gain. And always remember at the end here that cost push inflation is always difficult to control. Okay, oil and gas prices, what the hell can we do about it? Well, we could have a green revolution, but it's much more difficult to control, whereas demand pull inflation is easier because we can just raise interest rates. Right, deflation. Remember, people stop spending money. You lose power over interest rates. Wages will not fall in real terms. Rising debt levels. You have loads of debt within the UK. We can use monetary policy though. We can't maybe use interest rates because you lose power over them, but we can use modern monetary financing to overcome the problem. Okay, and that is the end of Year 12 revision. That's good.